an accident. Hey, Robert. Well, hello, Alvin. Okay, I have kind of an odd subject. Happy Saturday 13th. Wow, thank you. And happy Saturday 13th to you, too. Yes, I thought I would give it a shot today and see how it worked. So today's today's live stream is brought to you by Stupid. Now, I have always said, let's see, well, there is a lot of stupid people in the world. Yes, there are. I've always said that, hey, Greg, when somebody plays a part, what color the person is shouldn't matter as long as they nail the part. I do believe I have come across an exception to that rule. Now, anybody that knows me knows I'm not prejudiced. I'm about as far from prejudiced as you can be. Okay, and maybe I'm behind the times here. But today I have come across two different instances of, maybe there are exceptions to that rule. One would be Ariel, and the other one would be Cleopatra. Now, normally, I don't care. I don't care what color you are as long as you nail the role, okay? If you nail that part, I don't care what color you are. But in this instance, we'll start with Ariel. Yes, the mermaid that lives in the sea and can walk on land. Okay, it never hit me until I saw a child's or heard of a child's reaction. If we could have mentioned the live action Little Mermaid. Thank you. Yes, Little Mermaid. Oh, could not think of the name of it. I don't have a problem with the girl that's playing the part. Okay. The thing is, if you want to talk generational, my generation, the generation before mine, the generation after mine, basically all the generations have seen the same Ariel. And she was, well, white. Okay, but when a child, a little kid, sees that and goes, that's not Ariel. Ariel's white. Okay, just for the record, let me point out, the child is black. And when hey Wabil, when she sees the advertisement for Little Mermaid, the live action Little Mermaid, she looks at her mom and says, "That's not Ariel. Ariel's white." Okay, so I guess maybe there are exceptions to that rule. If kids look at that and say, "No, that's not Ariel. Ariel's white." Well, maybe Ariel should be white. How Snow White looks in live action movie of Snow White. Oh, see, I've not heard about that one. Now, I've not seen the movie. I only just recently, today, saw the advertisement for it. And I didn't see anything wrong with it. And I was like, oh, wow. I bet that's going to be good. But then to see a small child react to it and say, no, it's not Ariel, it made me kind of take a step back and go, huh. Well, if kids see it that way, maybe there is an exception to that rule. Okay, now the second thing is Cleopatra. Apparently, there's a docu-series about Cleopatra. Just happen to agree. Still may see the new live action. Can't guarantee if I'm going to like it. And to me, nothing can beat the original. Yeah. The docu-series, I believe it's on Netflix. And the problem seems to be that the person they cast in the role is black. Now, again, I've always said, shouldn't matter what color they are, as long as they nail the part. Oh my God. I think I may be majorly wrong on this one. Be like a white Pocahontas. Yeah. This is a real life person that actually existed. Okay, Cleopatra. Little Mermaid is not an actual thing. Sorry to any kids that see this. Uh, she's a made up cartoon character. Okay, which gives you a little more leeway. But Cleopatra was, as far as I know, an actual person. She was real. Halle Berry version. Amazing. She nailed it. Okay. Um, the people behind the movie, the Cleopatra docuseries, are swearing that it's the truth, that they researched it and it's true. The problem here is they upset all of Egypt, the entire country, okay? When the entire nation where Cleopatra is from stands up and goes, oh, hell no, don't do that to our queen. Okay, I can see a problem with that. I can see a problem with them making her black when that entire place over there went, no, she wasn't black. Technically, she looked sort of white, but she was, oh God, Egyptian and, oh God, Greek. Egyptian and Greek. And maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I don't think they get any whiter than Greek. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of another nation. But they offended that entire place by making Cleopatra white, or I mean, black. Because according to the people over there who would pretty much know, it's just, there was no black in her family line anywhere down the line, at least not up to, the point of her. So there would be no reason to even think she was black. I mean, it's Egypt, so I'm pretty sure I'm guessing she had a fairly nice tan because, hot as hell. So I guess there's just exceptions to that rule that, well, the thing I always say, which is It shouldn't matter what color you are as long as you nail the part. When you are telling the story of a person that is real and actually existed, you might want to try to get a little bit closer because y'all just offended an entire nation. One main reason I want to see the new live action Little Mermaid is because it's said to be like 2 hours and 19 minutes long. Wow. 45 minutes longer than the original. Holy crap. Curious what they added to the story. Oh, yeah. But anyway, I just thought I would come on and share my thoughts on that particular thing. Since I'm the one that's always going, no, don't matter what color you are as long as you nail the part. Apparently, there's exceptions to that. And Cleopatra would be one. Original cast come back, but I also heard that, Zendaya was going to play Moana. I can see that. Yeah. Oh, that's a good way to put that, Wild Bill. Um, Now I'm on the Melon app, so only one person can come on at a time. But if somebody would like to come on and share their thoughts on those two situations, Ariel and I almost said Moana, Cleopatra, you are more than welcome to come on and share your thoughts. But for the record, I still think most of the time, oh, okay, I got it. Bill should. Me and Alvin tried it out already. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Well, Bill, come on, share your thoughts. That is a very good way to put that, though. It would be like a black man playing Lane Frost. Yeah. Coming out with. I'm eating right now. Okay. A Lion King prequel? July 5th, 2024. Okay, so next year. But since we'll be sharing the account, I need to make a new email for all of us. For us all to. Oh, to share as well. Gotcha. People get mad over color all the time, but it just seems ridiculous to me. Oh, you already knew about the Lion King thing? Supposed to be a backstory of. Ooh, really? I'm going to guess, and this is just a guess, that the prequel, they're going to start out as friends and then end up as enemies. You just, people that talk about color, it's usually the black people bitching because somebody white or anything other than black got the part. Okay, now when you flip that, if a white person complains that a black person is playing Ariel, the black people automatically say, "Oh, you're prejudiced." Hello, no.
Blackwashing.
Blackwashing, yes. Aw.
A dog smile.
Mufasa. Am I saying that right? Mufasa and Scar. So a prequel to The Lion King, and it's supposed to be the backstory of Mufasa and Scar. That's actually intriguing. Fairly recently, I've been binge watching. Wait, it jumped. The Lion Guard, a show based on The Lion King, Disney Junior.
Tell them about the millions or thousands of people suffering from Disney Plus.
No, I hadn't said that yet. Yeah, apparently the whole controversy has caused, would you say, millions?
Hundred or I have to get specifics. Probably
Okay.
thousands.
Possibly thousands um, of people are getting rid of Disney Plus because of the controversy.
COD.
If the right person gets the part for all the right reasons, but not to be woke. Exactly.
Tell me the Cleopatra thing too.
Yeah. Yes, adults can enjoy it too. People just are so stupid. The whole Cleopatra thing gets me the most because pretty much everybody knows who Cleopatra is or was. And we've all seen pictures of her and heard stories about her and get your butt on screen. I don't know. It just, from what I've been told, stopped paying for Netflix earlier. Could we feel the price is overpaid? Overpriced, excuse me. Very woke in this day and age, yeah. The only way I'd be mad if they changed it to Debbie no longer does Dallas. Hey Saxon, how you doing, hon? I'm good. Good. Glad to hear it. Bad news after stock drops again. Loses millions of customers. Yes. Bad news for woke Disney. Its stock dropped again and they have lost millions of customers. Hey, Kayla. Did you see Dolly at the ACMs? Oh my God. Yes. And she was absolutely amazing. No, the hell yeah. Oh yeah. The Cleopatra thing gets me a lot more than the Little Mermaid because, like I said, the Little Mermaid is just a made up character that I know of. Um, but Cleopatra was a real person, and you just offended the entire nation. And it wouldn't be as bad if they hadn't made out like, oh yeah, uh, if they hadn't made out like they were telling the real story. Quit. If they hadn't made out like it was the real story, like the truth had been hidden all this time and they were going to tell the real story. The whole nation, all of Egypt were offended by that. Loud enough that my mom could hear me. Oh God. Oh, what do you mean sad news? No sad news, damn it. Actually, I think that would be pretty cool, Alvin. I just got your comment there. If Ariel was real, I mean, there are rumors that mermaids are real. Honestly, it's a very distinct possibility. What if she is actually one of them?
They did a whole this thing about it on History Channel.
Mermaids, okay. Thought you meant Ariel.
No. It might have mentioned her. I don't know.
So the thing is, I've seen them portrayed so many different ways. Some believe that mermaids are good. Some believe that they are bad. Pop in. Saxon wants to know if you'll pop in for a second. And he said, no. Oh, what's her name? Jada Pickett Smith.
Yeah.
She's the narrator on the Cleopatra thing. That's part of the problem right there. Very long, good
Greek
life.
And Egyptian.
Greek, yeah, that's what I was telling him. Greek and Egyptian.
That is not black.
Actually, been curious if you do so happen to believe in some of the mythological creatures we always hear about and read about in fairy tales. Some yes, some no. I think at some point, some of these things, these creatures existed. Saxon, who was that question for? Me. Did I move? No. Oh, I'm in a different room. I'm in my living room instead of in my kitchen or my bedroom. Oh my God, my allergies are making my nose itch so bad. Used to the kitchen background and then the smacking good time. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. What's a good way to put this? A black woman playing the part of Cleopatra is like a white man playing the part of Barack Obama if they ever made a movie about him. No coffee or cigarettes either. Actually, it's a cigar, and yeah, I just took a drink of my coffee. See? Hmm. Don't get me started on the allergies. Oh, yeah. Couldn't stop sneezing. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. To those of us who drive, have y'all ever had to sneeze while you were driving? I don't. Oh, it's humanly impossible. I do. Actually, I am smoking those for the current moment. It is humanly impossible to keep your eyes open when you sneeze. Don't know if y'all know that, but that's actually I don't know if you call it a proven fact or what. Anyway, it's supposed to be the truth. What would really piss people off? I'm almost afraid to ask. Swisher sweets. Oh God, yes, those are some of the best. And the thing that comes the closest to it, if not tied with it, is White Owl. That's actually the brand of cigar I have been. There we go. White Owl. Swisher Sweet, I think, was the first cigar I ever smoked. Say it, Wild Billy Goat. I'm curious. I really am. A biopic about Robert E. Lee, played by a black man. Oh my God, yes. Oh God. Oh, I would freaking love to see that. How pissed would the black people be? Oh my God, yes. Now, I know different people have different tastes and different things turn different people on. But I've always heard that Cleopatra was one of the most beautiful women ever. Her beauty could stop anybody. I would love to see an actual picture of her, what she actually looked like. Or Frederick Douglass as a white man. Oh, yeah. I, just, I don't get it. I used to piss off people in this day and age for sure. Oh, yeah. I just never really thought that much about it when it come to what color their skin was if they were playing a part. And honestly, my first example that comes to mind is when I was watching Once Upon a Time, the ABC series that used to be on. And Merlin the magician, when they finally revealed him on the show, he was black. Well, I didn't think too much about it. He's Merlin the magician, so he's magic. Fascinating, okay? And this show was so creative with everything that they did. When they revealed him, I'm like, oh, it's Merlin. Dirt! That was my reaction. On the other hand, my sister's reaction was the complete flip opposite of that. She literally stopped watching the show because Merlin was black. Okay, one, Merlin is not a real person. He was made up in somebody's head. Doesn't do inner tour. That is surprising. Okay, what song is it? Well, he was here a second ago. And two, he's a magician. He can make himself look different. I'm out of here. Really? Huh. Doesn't do that one. That does surprise me. Because that is an audience participation song if I've ever heard one. Right here. Huh, see? There he is. I found him. But different people react different ways. I didn't care. I was happy he was there because, it's Merlin the magician. Real or not, he's freaking awesome. You thought that was shocking too? I mean, I can't say I wasn't surprised. I was. But then again, just like Where's Waldo? It's now Where's Roberto? But I didn't care what color he was. I was just happy he was there. You bring Merlin into anything, it immediately gets better. Okay? And that show was damn good to start with. And how could you not bring him into it? This show was about magic. How can you do a show about magic and not have Merlin, right? I didn't give a shit what color he was. I was just happy he was there. And like I said, one, he's not real. He was made up in someone's head. And two, magic. He can make himself look any way he wants. Give me the link to come on. Okay. A melody. Okay, that should be it right there, Well Bill. You baby, waiter, bring water. Bring me water. She's not just a pretty face. And went, oh, really? Happy about it? Thrilled. Now, when he gets up here, I'm just going to sit back and let him take over. Because honestly, of the people I know, I love hearing the opinions of other people on subjects like this that fascinate me. I know what my opinion is, and whether you agree or disagree, I would still like to hear your thoughts. Does the melody featuring those songs? Yes, when Up first came out, Waiter, Bring Me Water. Oh, one of my sister's favorites. Oh, that's okay, Saxon. We understand. And wherever you're going and whatever you got to do, be careful. Oh, God. Well, go kick his ass. When we were little. Ah. Oh, Libby Alvin. Back when you were Harry Potter. Never let me go. I don't want me taking over. You. Oh, well, damn. Okay, did that link come through? Because if not, I can bring Facebook up and send it to you there. Actually, still pretty little. And hang on. In 2003. If you had known me then, I was 14 years old and still looked 11. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, okay. Computer's slow. Okay. Oh, guys, I didn't even think to ask. How is it looking over there on YouTube? I mean, is it looking good, sounding good? Is there any buffering or issues, anything at all? And I don't know why I'm running in slow motion today. Not the computer, just me. Wait a minute. Yes, I do. It was because I got overheated earlier. It was okay. Nothing serious. Looking pretty damn good. Nice. Today, at least. You haven't cut out much, if at all. Nice. Good on my end. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Thank you. Hey, that's what the cigar looks like. Now, this is what I do. This came off of a different cigar. And I lost my lighter. Okay. Pretty sure it was just my internet last night that was frigging up. He said his computer was running slow. Oh, there we are.
What's up?
Hey, there you are. Totally switched from cigars to cigars.
Oh, okay. There's comments. So, oh, she gone. Hey, Alvin, what's up, bro? Trish gone. Oh, wow. Like a dart move. Did Trish leave on purpose? Did it freeze? I don't know. You just went. You're gone. Yeah, you're gone completely. Hey guys. I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but I don't know if Trish trying to come back or what. There you are.
Oh, hey, how you doing? I
All
was
right.
getting ready to go and say, is it still going?
Yeah, it's still going. It's still live. It's just I don't know what the hell happened. You were here and then gone. You were like Merlin.
Yeah, my computer lost internet.
Uh, you magically disappeared.
Okay, if I magically disappear again, someone message me and let me know.
Okay. Playing some Merlin. So,
Yeah.
y'all want to know my opinion, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll put it. I guess I'll do like this. I guess. First of all, I never was really a Little Mermaid fan, so it to me it really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you know, it's whatever. I could see where some of the people would be upset, you know, at some things, but why I don't know. But that's them. For me, it I can understand. Like, all right, I knew somebody one time that got mad in a movie because Morgan Freeman played Jesus, right? And because he was black. And I sit there and I kind of ruffled some feathers and I was like, who says he wouldn't? How do we really know? We don't. Just like I was explaining the other night when you had that live stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if someone was to come, like if they was to come out with a movie tomorrow about the life of Christ, and some guy from Saudi Arabia or Israel or somewhere like that played Jesus, and somebody like, why are they getting him to play Jesus? He's not a white man. Can you definitively tell me that Jesus was white? Right? See, I don't like. Here's my whole thing, right? I don't care who gets the role, who plays what, or whatever. One, as long as the person that's playing it is accurate. Like if it's based on a real life character, if the person is white, then they should be white. Okay. If the person that if whatever nationality that person is, a race or whatever it is, that's the kind of person that should be playing it. Okay. I don't give a damn who gets the role as long as it's not a politically correct thing. Okay. See, that's my issue with it. Like, here's what I want to know. Is the person that's playing Ariel in this thing and those people that cast her and chose her, is it because she was really the one that was, out of all the casting that they done, the best one for the role, or were they doing it to make a politically correct woke statement? Okay, that's where it gets to me. Okay, I don't care who it is, but do it for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons.
Agreed.
You know, that's just that's how I look at it. You know, I mean, it's, I don't, why does it really matter? You know, it's like you're saying, it's a made up character. So you can't get mad at someone that's a made up. And like you were saying earlier about like Merlin, right? Okay, sure. There's some people that believe that Arthur really existed, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no really archaeological or data or really
definitive proof
that he existed. But if he did, who's to say he was a white man? Who's to say Merlin was a white man? We don't know that. That's just like, okay, that's just like, you don't hear people talk about it much. And I would actually love to see a movie on it, a true, accurate movie. That's like William Pickett, right? Most people call him Bill Pickett, black cowboy who invented bulldogging, right? In the Old West. I would love to see a movie done about it, but that would be like somebody playing Bill Pickett that was white, and I'm like, that's not accurate. He was a black man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And or that would be like me going out here playing Geronimo and I'm white. Okay. Of course, they did do that a lot in the old days. They like tanned people up and shit and made them look like Indians and shit, but it really wasn't. Or like that's kind of like the new Interview with a Vampire, right? I don't know if anybody's seen that, the actual series that came out. Now, I haven't really read the book thoroughly. I've kind of skimmed through it and stuff. It was one of those ones I meant to read a long time ago and never got a chance to really read it. Now, I don't know how accurate the movie is to the book or how accurate the TV series is to the book. But in this one, Louis was a black man, and they made Louis gay. Like his love for Lestat was more than just. You know how like if you've seen the movie The Interview with the Vampire movie with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt,
Mhm.
it was a more of a like a vampire kind of a like more of a like a deep friendship than it was, or a kinship than it was a love affair. Well, it's
Mhm.
kind of that's kind of like how they did it in this one. Like now, I mean, if that's your thing, okay, cool, but don't change something to fit the times just because you know it's going to appeal to everybody. Of course, they're made up characters, so you can make it any way you want to. Okay, that's up to you. But my whole thing is that it's like I've got nothing against LGBTQ people, whatever, you know what I'm saying? My whole thing is, but sometimes, and I will say this, okay, and some people may take this offensive the way I say it. I treat everybody the way I want to be treated, but I also don't want shit shoved down my throat either. That'd be like me shoving religion down somebody's throat, right? Okay, so why is it that every time we get something, they have to shove that down your throat? Okay, I mean, I know. I mean, that's just like if they was to go out here and say, "Hey, look, we're coming out straight and we're coming out and making a movie that's straight LGBTQ or whatever." And we're letting people know right offhand that that's what it is. So if you're straight, you may not want to watch this movie. Okay, cool. If that's what you want to do, go and do it. Hey, I'm fine. You told me, look, I'm not going to go and watch it. It's not my thing. Okay. For those people that don't, whatever, have at it. Good for you. I'm glad. Okay. And I wish you the best of luck. I really do. Okay. But, as that, I just feel like, sometimes, they're like, you have to accept this, and you have to feel this way, and you have to believe this way, and all this stuff. And I'm sitting here like, no, I don't have to. Maybe I should. And despite despite anybody's race, creed, religion, sexuality, whatever it is, I try to treat everybody the same way that I'd want to be treated, fairly, equally, and all that stuff, right? But that being saying, I'm straight and you're hitting on me and you're gay, then yes, I have a problem with that. Okay? That's just my thing. Okay?
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that I have anything against you. So it's it's like I work with gay people. They don't bother me none because they know I'm straight, and they know the whole straight out that I'm straight, and that's it. And they're like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing against nobody, but I just feel like sometimes I think they're doing some of this stuff just to throw in that wokeism shit and that narrative of like Black Lives Matter kind of stuff and all this shit about systematic racism, and they're just trying to throw. I told somebody one day, I said, you want to know why racism still exists? It's because people keep fucking talking about it. As long as I said, there's always going to be racism. There's always going to be hatred. There's always going to be this people looking at people differently. Until you change the hearts of people, it's never changing.
Exactly.
I don't care what you do. You can stand there and march all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Until you change the hearts of people and people's mind and how they perceive and believe things, it's never going to change. So, like I said, if they want to do a mermaid with a black Ariel, have at it. I don't care. Don't bother me. I don't have to watch it. Of course, like I said, and it has nothing to do with her being black. I've never was a Little Mermaid fan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that would be like Beauty and the Beast, and the Beast be a black man. Have at it. That's what you want. Okay. I got no problem. That would be like doing Lady and the Tramp, and one's a cat and one's a dog. Now I might have a problem with that one. That's like one of my favorite Disney movies of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's like so, but still, it's as long as if you're playing a real person that's based on a real person, then you should one, do your research on what that person looked like, where they were from, how they dressed, everything. I mean, when you research this, you should research this to the T, and you should know from right off bat whether you're playing this person accurate or not. Okay. So, like I said, that would be like somebody going out here doing a biopic of Lane Frost and the guy being black. Sorry, he was a white man. Not that I got anything against Ray, but you know what I'm saying? That's not accurate. It's not racially accurate. It's not ethically accurate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, that would be like you got somebody that's an albino playing Pocahontas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, that was visual.
I mean, they could get Elizabeth Warren. She could play Pocahontas.
Oh yeah.
Be Cherokee, but she's all white.
Well, I think that was the biggest problem with the whole Cleopatra thing. The people that were behind the movie were saying they had researched it and that this was accurate. When the entire nation of Egypt stood up and went, "What the hell? No! You just offended an entire, what do you call it, nation, country, group of people." Anyway, all of them were like, "No, she wasn't."
But can I say this, though, Trish?
Yeah.
Those people that are standing up saying that, how do they really know, though?
Well, that is a good question. And I'm assuming that, I don't know, I know you shouldn't assume things. I would assume that the people in charge, I mean, like the government and everything over there, stood up and went, "No." Maybe they have records. I don't know. Because my son and I were discussing it, and I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure they would know. But I mean, I don't know what they did with her body afterwards, but I'm pretty sure they could verify it if they needed to.
Well, my thing is, and so back then they didn't have. Well, of course you do. But what I'm saying is, they didn't have photography back in those days, so it's not like you could take a picture of her and know what color she was.
Yeah.
So if you do have any pictures of her, it's all either paintings or drawings or something like that. And what I'm trying to say is, how do we know that's exactly accurate either? Because let's just say like you were trying to do a picture of Cleopatra right back in those days, and maybe you didn't have all the stuff to make the paint color exactly right. So you had to paint her however you could. So therefore, do we really know that's accurate?
True. Very true.
And I mean, what I'm saying is, I'm not defending the people making the movie. Okay.
No.
I'm just saying, like, and honest and truthfully honest. Like I said earlier about Jesus, do we really know? The only people that know are the people that are alive at the day he was living and saw him personally. No. And guess what? None of those people are living today.
No, they're not.
If they are, they some
well, that we know of. No,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have always heard, or it has always been told, that Cleopatra was so beautiful. She's if they had had sex symbols back then, she would have been at the top of the list, kind of thing,
So she'd have had her own. She'd have had her own fold out in Playboy, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. And like her beauty could stop. I don't know, stop anything. And like you said, they didn't have cameras, and all you're going to find is maybe a drawing or a painting. Or I'm curious to what she looked like, because anything I've ever seen of her has not been that beautiful. Now, obviously, we all have different taste.
Yeah.
But if she was that beautiful, first of all, could you capture that beauty in a painting? Um,
No.
I wouldn't think so, but I have always been curious. What the hell did she look like? I mean, was she the Shakira of her age? Was she the Marilyn Monroe of her age? That's what I compare it to.
Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe, because she was a beauty queen. She was a sex symbol. And when I look at pictures of her, I think, okay, she was gorgeous. But anything I've ever seen of Cleopatra, I have normally had this reaction, and this is visual, okay? I've normally had this reaction. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would love to know what she actually looked like, but there's no accurate way to find out.
Yeah.
Unless you have a time machine. Oh, I need the
But
doctor.
here's the thing, too. And here's the thing, too, though. Beauty may have been looked at differently back in those days than we see it now.
Huh, that's a good point. That is a really good point. Now, why did I never think of that? Yeah, beauty this day and time is probably a completely different standard than what it was back then.
Yeah.
Huh. See, that's why I like talking to you guys. Y'all have this way of looking at stuff that may not cross my mind.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's. And you know what I hate too?
I love the way you put that about the painting, and maybe they didn't have what it took to make the right color, and that never would have crossed my mind. But as an artist, not like a famous artist, just somebody who has drawn and painted and stuff in my lifetime, I know how hard it is to come up with an accurate color sometimes.
Yeah.
See, that put a whole new twist on it for me.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it's even harder. It was even harder back in those days than it is now. You know what I'm saying? So now you could just about get any damn color you want, known to mankind, just about. You know what I'm saying?
But back then, it was probably almost impossible to get the right colors for anything back then.
Yeah. So, I mean, therefore, you got to take that with a grain of salt, too.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I said with the Last Supper. How do we know that's accurate? We don't.
Yes, and I loved when you said that. Oh, my God. I still love that.
You know, I mean, seriously. Because if you notice, there's like several different paintings of the Last Supper. One of them's actually got like the people sitting there and they got halos above their head.
Ooh.
And shit. I mean,
so
I mean, you know, you got to think about something. And see, in that picture, painted all of them as saints. No. Yeah, okay. That's the whole thing, though, right? That is what I'm getting. Like, it's left up to interpretation. It's left up to, you know. That's like when you take history, counts of history of people, right? And even in history, how much of it is actually accurate? Like, say you take, for instance, like, you know, an event that happened in history. How many people was actually standing there writing that down?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So how much of that is totally accurate too? So you gotta have to kind of look. I mean, everything you think of that's happened in the past, you have to take with a grain of salt, because you can't, unless you're actually standing there catching it like this with a camera. There's no proof that actually even happened.
That's true. Huh. I wonder if they actually fought battles like they've been portrayed.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they were.
Let me explain what I mean. I have seen paintings, and y'all have probably seen them too, where you've got like, we'll call it the red coats and the blue coats. Okay, and you've got the blue coats all lined up here and the red coats all lined up here, and they've all got guns. Now, were they actually standing on the field like that?
Yeah.
Shooting at each other?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Shit.
that was the way they fought battles back then.
Oh my God.
See, a lot of people don't know this, and I'm sort of kind of going totally against something what we were actually really talking about, but
Oh, that's okay.
that's like a lot of people don't understand that the Civil War was the last old fashioned, but the first modern war, because, and what I mean by that was they still did that whole Napoleonic style of fighting where you got in these lines and like people, like you'd have like maybe 50 people up front, 50 people behind you, and that's how they marched across the field in like blocks like that. Okay. But at the time in the Civil War, like the South had these huge, like long range cannons. But the problem was a lot of that shit was they missed a lot of their targets because they were overshooting, because the cannons were so powerful that it was like, because a cannon, here's what people don't understand. A cannon is shot by line of sight. Plus, if you do not put a cannon exactly back where it is from when you shot it the first time, your trajectory, every time you shoot it, you're off by maybe 20 or 30, 100, 200 feet maybe.
Oh, damn.
Even if you move a cannon an inch one way or the other. You see what I'm saying? So that was just like the third day battle of Gettysburg, when the South did that whole what they called it, it was called a cannonade, where they were supposed to have took these, it was a line of like 50 cannons in a row, and they were shooting over trying to run the Union soldiers off the field. And what happened was they was actually overshooting. So when the cannonballs were landing, it wasn't really affecting. So when the whole Pickett's charge started, you got all these Confederate soldiers marching across a mile of open ground, and here's Yankee cannons just bam, just blowing them to hell. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, by the time they got to the actual wall to where they were trying to chase the Union away, hell, they were so decimated it wasn't even worth the effort. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, see, here's the funny thing about that though. The Civil War came around the time when photography had just kind of had got its footing real good. So there's actual photos of like battles and stuff like that where, when most people think of the camera, they think of the old West, like the 1880s and 1890s and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But they were cameras in the early 1800s around. I think the first might have been around about 1860s or something like that. So by the time the Civil War started, they were able to go out and take pictures on the battlefield and stuff like that. So that's how they do kind of have an accurate record of some of the stuff that went on during that time period. So because I have like a big old books about that big, about that wide. It's like a whole, like almost photographic book of the Civil War and stuff, and a lot of awesome photos and stuff in it. And so it's so like I'm saying, so in that instance, you can sort of kind of get an accurate picture of how it went down and what it looked like and everything. But from anything from that period on, really, and even in that time, you still got to take it for a grain of salt. Because like I said, unless you were actually standing there looking at it, I mean, how do you really know? Just because somebody said somebody done something, how the hell you know they really done it? You know what I'm saying? So again, it's all left up to whether you want to believe it or not.
Yeah.
Just like the Bible, for instance. It's your faith and whether you believe it or not, So like I said, I mean, I have no problem with people playing certain roles and stuff. But now I will say this, okay? That would be like, and I know when it comes to a made up character, right? That it's still a made up character, and you can take liberties with it.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be like a white man playing Shaft.
Oh,
You know what I'm
God.
saying? When I think of Shaft, I think of Samuel L. Jackson, right?
Yes.
So my thing is like, first of all, Shaft is a badass, and Shaft's a black man, because you just can't get that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The way he played it and the way how he talked and all that stuff. You just can't. It would be hard for a white person to try to portray that. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Yeah. So in certain instances, yeah, I get it, and in certain instances, I don't. But when a character is sort of kind of been portrayed as a certain way, and even though he is a made up character, like I said, when you take it, that would be like, that would be like a white man playing Shaft. I just can't see him pulling it off. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's one of those things. I mean, could they do it? Sure, they could do it. I mean, I'd have nothing against it, but that's just the way it is. And so for that way, so when you come down to the whole Ariel thing, right? It's just your prerogative. I mean, to me, honestly, like, I don't really care. I mean, I care that even though I'm not a Little Mermaid fan, I want the movie to be done. Like I said, the person who got the role and is playing Ariel, did they get it because they were the best actor that beat out everybody else for that role? Or did someone was really good who might have been white, who was just as good, but they picked her because they were black, because they're trying to make a fucking politically correct statement?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm trying to say. So in that instance, it's like, I get it to a certain extent, but
Yeah.
I mean, hell, if you're the best actor and and you get the part, more power to you. So that's pretty much it. See that, and that's kind of like I'll go down this road. That's kind of like, for instance, the Crow, right? Um, Now in the comic books, Eric Draven wasn't a musician. He was just a normal guy who was in love with this girl, and the plot's the same. They get murdered, and he gets murdered, she gets raped and murdered and stuff like that, and you know he comes back a year later to revenge their deaths or whatever. The plot of the movie with Brandon Lee is pretty much the same. It is the comic book, only they added the kind of he was a musician thing in it as just kind of a way to kind of make his character more, I guess, appealing, I guess, whatever. But um what I'm trying to say is, although you could make him whatever you wanted to be, it's kind of hard to, I would think, portray that in any other way than having a white person play that. Not that I would have against. Now, if they did, now as far as the character of Eric Draven, like I don't know, I just don't see somebody that was a different race pulling that off. Not that I'm saying they can't, and or whatever, but it's just, I don't know, and I don't know. It's, I guess sometimes when, and see, when it's a card, and here's the thing too, when it's a cartoon, you can really kind of take liberties with it,
Mm-hmm.
where like like I'll give you an example. It, right? When you watch what was the first guy that done it? What was his name?
Oh God, I don't know.
Somebody help me out in the comments there. Anyway, his version of way he played it is kind of way different from when Bill Skarsgård played it. You know, it's almost like two different it's almost in a way. I mean, the story and the plot and the idea behind it and all that stuff is pretty much the same, but how they portrayed the character is kind of different. Where I think with Tim, it was Tim Curry, I think is what his name was. Tim Curry.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay. His version of it, he was kind of more like funny and at times and like I felt he had more of a clown kind of presence to where like the Bill Skarsgård to me felt more like almost like a demonic being in a way, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like it just the look of. But I know that clown that version of it was supposed to be maybe like an older version of someone playing a clown from like way back when, and that was the kind of the look of the clown they took. I get that, you know.
Yeah.
But in that instance, right? It's but see, and that's where they kind of could have took liberties too, because it really wasn't a clown. It really wasn't anything. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was whatever you feared the most was what it was. So it was like everybody saw it as a clown because the whole thing, people don't like clowns kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's one of those things where, you know, you could kind of take the liberty with it. And so then again, you know,
I think when it involves a real person, if it's somebody from our day and time, it will be harder to justify taking liberties because there is so much evidence of everything anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like you were saying back then, there was no, like with Cleopatra, there was no cameras and stuff. But this day and time, you couldn't do that because people would be able to say, no, here's a picture. No,
Yeah.
here's a video.
Yep. So, you know, it's, and even, and I will say this too, that's like today to a certain extent, like even when someone plays these biopics, it's funny, like the people you get to play some of these roles, because one, some of them don't even hardly look like the character at all. I mean, they make it act like the character, but you're thinking like, why did they pick that person? Like, I'll give you an example, like Tom Hiddleston, the guy that played Loki in the Thor and the Avengers movies.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when he played Hank Williams and I saw the light, I was sitting there thinking like, okay, this guy is supposed to be like part Scottish or something like this, okay? And he's going to play Hank Williams. But when I saw the movie, I was just blown away at how accurate he played Hank Williams. And those people that actually knew Hank Williams and knew and everything, they were talking about how like his performance was so like he almost embodied Hank Williams, because that's how accurate he played him. You know, how he looked. And, you know, that was just like when Luke Perry played Lane Frost. His mother even said there were times when she was on set and they were filming the movie that when he was in his hat and all dressed up and everything, that she would get goosebumps on her arms at how much Luke Perry looked just like her son. You know what I'm saying? And she, it was almost like I was standing there watching Lane. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, like some of those movies, they've got the people who played them like almost to the T. And then some people you're like, wow, like they really messed up on that one. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, oh, I'm gonna have to go here in just a little bit.
Yeah, I probably am too. I need to charge my computer.
Awesome. But yeah, I mean, like I was saying though, I mean, it just depends on what you're playing and what the whole thing behind it is. Whether I take issue with it or not.
Well, for me, most of the time I don't.
Yeah, I don't either, but
Because my son and I have always had the same opinion on things like that. As long as they nail the part, I don't care.
yeah.
Look forward to the next stream whenever you decide to go live again. Okay. Well, I may do it again later. I don't know. It just depends. I am like exhausted from the heat. I didn't do that much up at my son's, but it was so muggy that it just immediately drained the energy out of me.
You don't have to do when it's hot like that. You don't have to do shit and be fucking tired. You can just walk out in the shit and you're like,
And exhausted.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, you can throw down groceries from the damn car and be exhausted.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, I thought I would go live and share my opinion and get your guys's on the whole Cleopatra Ariel thing. So thank you for coming on and giving me your thoughts on it.
Oh yeah.
But guys, I think I will go so I can charge this computer. It's the reason I had to change rooms.
But I will say this
Mm-hmm.
before we go: if if they ever decide to do a Garth Brooks biopic, make sure you get a dumbass to play the part.
Yes. And a greedy dumbass at that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
All right. Well, I may see you guys later. I don't
All right.
know. Just if I have a whim or a wild hair. But if any of you all decide to do something, let me know and I'll try to be there.
I'm going the XFL championships getting ready to come on here at 8 o'clock. So I don't know how long that lasts. If you go live, I'll try to make it or whatever.
Okay.
All righty.
All right. Well, guys, thank y'all for popping in and listening to me and sharing your thoughts. But I will see you guys later. And
Alrighty.
again, Wild Bill, thank you for coming on and sharing your thoughts with us.
Yep.
All right. I will see you all later if I can remember how to end this. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is still new to me. All right. I'll see you guys later.
Quick question before you go. Or you can go, you can end the live part if you want to. I don't know if it ends it like stream